Welcome back. When the government shutdown started, it's now in day 22, President Trump posted a video that referred to Russ Vought, head of Office of Management and Budget, as the Grim Reaper. A new article in ProPublica examines how far Vaught's influence extends. Some insiders have gone so far as to call him the true commander-in-chief. I recently sat down with the reporter who did the digging and the writing. Take a listen. ProPublica's Andy Kroll, it's great to have you with us. Thank you for joining me. The headline of your story, The Shadow President, it's about Russ Vought, OMB Director, Office of Management and Budget. There's a quote in there, sometimes it feels like he is the commander-in-chief. Whoa, what really?
I mean, that is coming straight from the mouth of people pretty high up in this administration, longtime senior government officials who their day-to-day life feels so tethered to the leadership, the influence, the agenda of Russ Vought that, yeah, they
and the directives that come.
And the directives, exactly.
Because, and you point this out in great detail in the piece, the Office of Management and Budget is an underappreciated powerhouse within any executive branch, but especially this one.
That's exactly right. Democrats, Republicans, OMB is this obscure yet hugely influential institution. The thing that makes it so powerful is that every dollar that Congress appropriates down Pennsylvania Avenue, OMB basically allots out, like I've compared it to like a diligent parent giving out allowance. You get your money on a regular basis, but don't spend it too fast. But if you have someone in there like Russ Vought who says, I'm cutting off the money, period, then OMB becomes quite powerful.
And it's not just that, though that is significant.
Yeah.
It's regulations and review, it's executive orders. So much of what this president has set in motion and his reevaluation and much larger, more expansive sense of federal power and executive power flows through Russ Vought.
OMB is the closest thing to centralized government in the United States bureaucracy, and Russ Vought has dreamt for 20 years of having that job. He has studied OMB. He's not like the classic Trump advisor, loyal, consigliere, whatever, to the president. He's a wonk. He's a spreadsheet nerd by his own description. He's someone who knows the federal budget inside and out, and now he has this job where he can pull the levers of power in a way that no one else can in the government.
One of the best compliments I can give anyone is I wish I had written what you wrote.
I'll take that compliment.
He speaks in a flat, nasally monotone, and with his tortoiseshell glasses, standard issue blue suits, and corona of close-cropped hair, most resembles what he claims to despise, a federal bureaucrat.
Corona I borrowed from Tom Wolfe. May he rest in peace. The rest of that, yes.
If you can borrow from anyone, borrow from Tom Wolfe with an E.
Borrow from the best, exactly.
Yes. He looks like a bureaucrat, and yet he definitely has a kind of career-long animosity to what the bureaucracy, from his point of view, has created.
He has said publicly that he thinks the bureaucracy hates the American public. He believes that there really is a deep state, and he wants to be the one to crush it. And I think that was a view that he developed kind of from the outside when he worked on Capitol Hill, when he worked for the Heritage Foundation's advocacy arm, Heritage Action. But I think he saw it firsthand in a very visceral way in the first Trump administration, and then spent those 4 years between the two Trump presidencies laying the groundwork for how he would take on this supposed deep state in the most aggressive, most effective way possible. We're seeing that now.
Andy, how does the shutdown empower him in ways that he imagined but few others in Washington did?
I obtained a bunch of previously unreported briefings he'd given, speeches he delivered. And one thing that he said over the years that struck me, and even more so now, he has long seen federal government shutdowns as this moment to utilize, to find leverage, and to push through things that can't otherwise happen in the normal order of government. He has said that Republicans should want a speaker who has a love of shutdowns, because shutdowns are, and this is him talking, how we save the country. And so right now, he is in his element. He sees this shutdown as the way to temporarily or permanently close agencies, fire workers, freeze funding, to do all the things that he wants to do in a very concentrated way. The shutdown for him is this sprint toward enacting all of these goals he's had, in some cases for decades.
That predate President Trump. President Trump describes this in harshly partisan terms. Democrat programs, Democrat agencies. Does he see it that way, or does he believe the entire bureaucracy created by Republicans and Democrats is at fault?
He sees it the latter way. He believes that Republicans and Democrats are almost equally at fault. I spoke with a former colleague of his when Vought worked on Capitol Hill, and his colleague said something remarkable. He said, Russ saw the Republican leadership as a bigger impediment to conservative goals than Democrats. He believed that Republicans were insufficiently conservative. They betrayed their constituents.
All rhetoric, no action.
All rhetoric, no action. All hat, no cattle. Exactly. And that it was Donald Trump who sort of broke that status quo and created the moment to do what Vought has wanted to do.
The headline is the Shadow President. If you want to know about a very powerful person in Washington right now, you need to read it. Andy Kroll, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
My pleasure, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.